Om Shanti and a very good morning. Let's take a couple of moments to stabilize ourselves, listen to the learnings that Bab Dada is sharing through today's Murli. The song is giving the message, going beyond the chaos and the noise of the external world, going into silence, into bliss, and the way to go beyond the attachments of the external world is to move from being extrovert to being introvert. Today's Murli is dated 9th October 1981, and the title of today's Murli is Introverted Souls Are Able to Remain Constantly Yogyukt and Free from Bondage. Vijit Bhai, is someone screening the Murli?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes, the title of today's Murli is Introverted Souls Are Able to Remain Constantly Yogyukt and Free from Bondage. Today, at Amritvela, Bap Dada was especially looking at his special children, those who are constantly cooperative, constant embodiments of power, and constantly liberated and yogyukt. Children who are constantly cooperative, constant embodiments of power, and constantly liberated and yogyukt. Bap Dada saw two specialities in each of you children. Firstly, Baba looked at you to see how free you have become. Secondly, Baba looked to see to what extent you have become liberated in life. First is to see how free you have become, and then to see to what extent you have become liberated in life. To be liberated in life means to be yogyukt. Each line of thought in the minds of you children is clearly visible to Bap Dada at every second. On seeing these lines, Bap Dada smiled and saw a special image of you children in which two types of qualification were visible. The first one was constant introversion, through which you are able to remain constantly merged in the ocean of happiness and are also constantly able to make others experience happiness with your thoughts and vibrations of happiness and with your attitude, words, relationships, and connections. One who was constant introversion, through which you are able to remain constantly merged in the ocean of happiness and are also constantly able to make others experience happiness with your thoughts and vibrations of happiness and with your attitude, words, relationships, and connections. The second was extroversion. When you are extroverted, you constantly lead others into wastefulness with your gross feelings, the feelings and motives of others, as well as with your vibrations, thoughts, words, and connections. When you are extroverted, you constantly lead others into wastefulness with your gross feelings, the feelings and motives of others that you have for others, as well as with your vibrations, thoughts, words, and connections. It means you constantly eat sweets that only bring you temporary things and you feed others the same things. Such children are always caught up in thoughts of one type or another. Real inner peace, happiness, and power are constantly out of reach for you when you are extroverted. Only sometimes do you experience a glimpse of that. Baba saw such extroverted children. Deepavali is coming soon. Businessmen check their account books at this time. They examine their old accounts and their new accounts. What does the father examine? The father examines your accounts to see to what extent you have finished your old accounts and how much you have accumulated in your new account. Today, therefore, Baba was looking at these two different aspects. This is because only yesterday you were told what Father Brahma is waiting for. Here, the reference is with an inauguration. What preparations are you making for the inauguration? What do you do when you invite someone to inaugurate something for you? What things do you use for that? Whether you have tied a ribbon or a garland of flowers, you cut it with a pair of scissors to inaugurate it. Where do you keep the scissors? You place the scissors on a plate full of flowers. So, what does this prove? In order to become free from bondage, you have to fill yourself with the flowers of divine virtues. In order to become free from bondage, you have to fill yourself with the flowers of divine virtues. You then automatically become free from bondage. Therefore, what does the preparation for the inauguration entail? On the one hand, you have to make yourself complete. But before you can become complete, you have to make yourself free from all bonds of extroversion. Have you prepared yourself to this extent? The sweetness external extroversion attracts you a great deal, and this is why you have to use scissors. This sweetness becomes a subtle bondage that keeps you away from your destination of success. This sweetness becomes a subtle bondage that keeps you away from your destination of success. There may be praise, but there cannot be revelation or success. This is why you must now make preparations for the inauguration. Those who are preparing for the inauguration would be constantly busy in Bap Dada's garden, smelling the fragrance of the flowers and the fragrance of the specialities of the flowers. The plate of their lives would hold nothing but flowers. Bap Dada is asking, are you ready to this extent? And who will claim the first number in this? Will it be those from Madhuban or those from Delhi? You will receive a great status. What greater fortune could there be than to be inaugurating something with Bap Dada? Only souls who are equal to the Father will be able to carry out this inauguration with the Father. You don't think that to inaugurate something means to be a resident of the soul world or the subtle region for all time. Do you? Will everyone reside in the incorporeal world with the with Father Brahma, or only a few? What do you think? Will all of you leave your service places and go back with Baba? Will you go with Baba or will you stay behind? And the response is, we will go with Baba. Acha, Father Brahma has gone to the subtle region. So why are you still sitting here? So what will you now do? Now speaking to Dadi, the response is, we will go with him. Acha, will Dadi and Didi both go together? What will happen? This is a unique secret. So the main thing is, are you ready for the inauguration? Are those from Delhi ready? What do the instrument servers think? You don't still have some desires, do you? The response is, we are enjoying the conference age. Will you still continue to stay here after Bap Dada has gone? How much longer do you want to stay here? Those who go with Baba will say Tata, that is bye bye, to Dharamraj. They will go nowhere near Dharamraj. So, whatever karmic accounts are not clear here will have to be settled with Dharamraj. Once you get introvert and merge with Baba, it gives you an access to clear your accounts. And when the accounts are clear, then there is no need to go to Dharamraj. The Father wants to see that your account books are clear. No account of extroversion, not even the tiniest of old accounts, should remain in the form of thoughts or sanskars. Remain constantly yogyukt and free from all bondages. Baba is giving you a special signal this year to make you finish this atmosphere of extroversion. Do service, do seva, plenty of service, but do it by being introverted instead of extroverted. That will happen when you are introverted. While doing service, you become extroverted a great deal. So you become known for doing good service and a lot of service. However, Baba sees very little success in terms of revelation, with everyone saying, Their father is very good. He is the highest on high. You were told the result of you being extroverted. They may praise you, but they won't be fully satisfied. To belong to the Father means to become fully satisfied. Selfless seva only happens once you are fully introverted. To those who are constantly introverted and constantly fully satisfied, and who makes other souls fully satisfied at all times. To those who are constantly full of all virtues and equal to the Father, to those who are constantly merged in the ocean of happiness, to those who remain constantly absorbed in the love of belonging to the one Father and none other, to such elevated souls, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. To those who are constantly introverted and constantly fully satisfied, and who make other souls fully satisfied at all times, to those who are constantly full of all virtues and equal to the Father, to those who are constantly merged in the ocean of happiness, to those who remain constantly absorbed in the love of belonging to the one Father and none other. To such elevated souls, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. And from us children, love, remembrance, and namaste to our dear sweet Bapdada. Let's take a pause here and we continue the rest of the Murli tomorrow. Let's reflect on the learnings that Baba shared through this message in this Murli, and then come back ready to share. Okay. Whoever is ready to share can start sharing now.
The point that Baba makes in today's Murli, where he mentions that in order to free yourself from bondage, you need to fill yourself with divine virtues. And the analogy that Baba uses today is the flowers, that the garland of flowers on which the scissors are being kept. The reflection here is uh, the flowers define or they denotes the beauty of divine virtues. And the scissor is one which is about external bondage and Maya that Baba says. So the scissor stands here is to keep away from all the external attractions and just get ourselves merged in the beauty of divine virtues and inculcating that and imbibing that, become an embodiment of that divinity and spread that divinity is a reflection for me to take back home.
How easily and unconsciously we get sucked into the extrovert world where certain weak sanskars will lead us to gratify immediate results, maybe to fulfill our ego, to get some recognition, to compare ourselves with others, to get noticed, to fill up the void that is within us. But like Baba said, it is only time bound, it's only temporary. And the way to go beyond all of that is not by going anywhere far, but actually coming back home within ourselves, taking a U turn and actually coming and reflecting and being with your own self and establishing that connect with the divine. Yes,
Functionally, so Baba says Baba is giving a special signal for us children this time that we need to become extroverted and then clear all our old account of. So Baba said that Deepavali, so all the businessmen, everyone will clear their account. So we also have to clear our account. So when we do that, right? So we will save data. So we will go with Baba, right? And we can also save data to Dharmaraj. Um, so for me to check how much how much am I still holding up with the extra version, and how much my account is still needs to be cleared. So that then when I do that, right, so my sanskars will also get transparent. So this way I will be able to check how far I've progressed in terms of making my sanskars divine. So this is one way to perform it. Thank you.
Yes, it's not that we are holding Maya, it is Maya holding us. And if we can look at this example where we say that darkness is absence of light, the moment there is light, darkness disappears. The same way, the light of being introverted will itself take care of the darkness of attachments. So rather than fighting and struggling with Maya, it's about withdrawing and going deep within your own self, such that that form of yours becomes so huge, so big, that Maya becomes small in front of that. So actually, to get rid of Maya, we don't need to struggle, which usually unconsciously many of us may end up doing. But Bab Dada's shared a very simple access to create that. That is just by taking that path of being introverted. The moment you get introverted, that is who you become. And then that is what you will spread. So moving from the qualification of being extrovert, where you yourself are consumed by Maya, your conversations, behaviors, thought processes are all governed by Maya. And that's what you will spread to others as well, versus developing the qualification of being introverted. And that showing up in your thoughts, your vibrations, your attitude, your words, your relationships and connections naturally. Yes, who else?
uh, Extroversion and introversion. Extroversion is very easy because everything that you see, things around, it's easy to see and relate, and therefore, creating making the atmosphere bad, or not really useful for the self and also for the world and also people around. And that is what Baba refers here, the bondage, right? The bondage of mind. And so the more we are focused in extroversion, the more we are used or we are bondaged. So introversion is we are becoming free from bondage. That means introversion is very subtle, right? So for that we need to turn our face inside, and of course we need Baba's knowledge also to churn within and only see the self and also the divine and the Father and His knowledge. It's all is subtle. So introversion doesn't need any effort, extroversion doesn't need any effort, whereas introversion does take some effort. Panchana, thank you.
Yes, Bijit, like extrovert doesn't take any effort, but has its consequences where it will not give you the divine, pure satisfaction, which again will be an effort then later. So the question is, when do you want to make that effort? Do you want to make that effort in the start itself of practicing being introvert, as an outcome of which the results that show up will be coming out of purity and divinity? Or going the way the rest of the souls are going, including ourselves to some extent. But yes, like you rightly said, we have Baba's knowledge, we have Baba's sustenance, guidance ongoingly throughout to stabilize ourselves into the position of divinity. So let's take up this practice today of looking within ourselves, because that's the place, that's the path which leads us to merge and become one with Baba. As we get onto our daily routine, doing our responsibilities, our duties, let's take up the homework of operating from introversion and catch ourselves at places where we are operating from extroversion. Tomorrow's part of the Murli is going to be a smaller bit, so we will have more time to share experiences. So my invitation to all of us is to practice constant introversion today and then come back tomorrow ready to share the experiences and enrich everyone with the sharings and contribute to all. Let's take 2 minutes of silence of practicing introversion and see what opens up for all of us. Let's take a couple of moments in silence. Let's complete today's session here by visiting the blessings of Baba Babdada through this Murli. Today's blessings are to those who are constantly introverted and constantly fully satisfied. We are constantly introverted and we are constantly fully satisfied, and who makes other souls fully satisfied as well at all times. Not to please them, not to gratify, but satisfying them with purity. To those who are constantly full of all virtues and equal to the Father, to those who are constantly merged in the ocean of happiness, to those who remain constantly absorbed in the love of belonging to the one Father and none other, to such elevated souls, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Let's complete today's Murli on this note, and we connect tomorrow again, ready to share after the Murli and contribute to everyone. Om Shanti.